I must be nuts. I cannot stop knitting this beautiful pistachio green sweater. This sweater is the Leontis sweater. I am knitting it for my husband, and his favorite nut is pistachio. Let me see if I can hold it up for you. This is a raglan style sweater. It's knit from the top down. I am just a little bit beyond the sleeve separation. And I'll come back and pick up the collar at the end. It's knit on fingering yarn. This sweater is very lightweight. It drapes beautifully. It is Quing fiber. They're dashing sassy single ply merino yarn. They call this colorway banana tree, but my husband still thinks of it as pistachio, which is fine. I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But let me let you know, my name is Lauren Goodell, and I'm just doing a quick little update on the projects I've been working on for the last maybe month and a half. I'm so glad that you decided to join me for a moment. Before I get into what's current, I wanted to show you what I had done with last month's yarn. Last video, I shared that I had gotten these two skeins from Bichet Bouche. It's Petite Lambswool, and that the yellow reminded me of the mustard that was the color of the wetlands here. Just so beautiful, spring color. And this purple is the color of the wild radish that's also here. And the spring was just an explosion of these colors. It was so beautiful. And when I got this, I just could not wait to make something right away. As you can see, this has a little twist to it, and the color has a little bit of variation through it. And the same one with this. This one is light pink violet colorway. This one is light yellow. And one of the people had written in the comments that it looked like pansies. In fact, it really does. And then my mom sent me a photo of a hanging basket of flowers that she had in the spring. It was petunias, and it was those colors also. So just reminds me of spring, and it's so beautiful. And I just couldn't wait to make something right away. I made this cute little hat. This is the feather and fan hat. I don't know if you can see that detail really well, but I really like that. It's just so cute. It was a super easy hat. I found the pattern for the hat in this book that I had sitting on my shelf for a really long time. This is the Scalloped feather and fan hat by Sinje Ollen. It's a very easy knit. It's also available as a download on Ravelry. And I just thought it was so cute. I really love it. What I love about it are these the little feathered scallop bits. Reminds me of spring. And it was a fast knit. Sometimes that's just the perfect thing in between some of these bigger projects. So it's a little hot right now, so I'm gonna take the hat off. Let me get back to this gorgeous sweater. This is the Leontis sweater. And like I said, I was making it for my husband, or I am making it for my husband. And I thought it would be a super easy knit, and it mostly is, although there is some sizing issues I had initially. I started off deciding to make a large because of his chest circumference, but then once I had gotten part way down, I realized it was going to be way too big. So I ripped it all back, and then I redid it in a medium, and I have gotten a little past the sleeve separation on one side. I actually took this on the plane to New Jersey. The 5-hour flight was a great time to work on it. New Jersey was wonderful. I was just there for a moment to visit my family. It was spring, the beginning of summer, My parents have this little babbling brook behind their home with little baby ducks. Everything is green and beautiful. All the trees with their rich green leaves like the maple trees and the oaks. Everything was blooming, but I was just a little too early for tomatoes. I love New Jersey tomatoes and corn and peaches, and sadly I was there just a little on the early side. It is the Garden State for a reason. However, my aunt and uncle came down to visit. They brought snap peas, and they even made a soup with the snap peas. It was delicious, and that bright green, again, kind of reminded me of this green. I keep having that silly Kermit the Frog song in my head. It's not easy being green. When I was in New Jersey, my husband also befriended a wild turkey that's hanging out on the cul-de-sac that is where my parents' home is. He's sporting some very elegant looking feathers. It was just such a lovely, relaxing time, just really nice to unwind with family and friends. With all that being said, I've been toting this lovely sweater around in, let me find it. Well, right now I have it in this cute little yarn holder, this little sheep. My sister gave this to me for my birthday. But otherwise, I have been toting it around in this cute bag. I got this on Etsy, I believe from Fancy Boys. It is sloths. It is yoga sloths. Meditation sloth. And I believe there's a tree pose sloth here. Yes, just so fun. And it's a good reminder to exercise and to get up and stretch every now and then. So this has been very handy. It's a pretty large bag. It does fit all of the extra skeins and the instructions and the sweater as I'm working on it and toting it around. I got to bring it to the dentist office because my husband needed a root canal. So for 2 hours I was working on the body of the sweater. It's great to be able to bring knitting along. I really appreciate being able to bring that along and do things while I'm waiting for the doctor or on the plane or at the beach, instead of just always being on a cell phone looking at screens. It's really nice to be able to have a moment to be creative and make something beautiful. In fact, the other night I had gone out with some friends, and when we went to pick up the car from the valet, the valet guy had been knitting a hat. So I then started knitting it while I was watching TV, and one of the shows I was watching was America's Got Talent. One of those episodes was just so lovely. It had all these people that were just exuding joy. There was this woman, she was in her 30s. She self-taught herself how to hip hop dance to entertain her daughter during COVID lockdowns. And a couple of years later, she's on TV. Wow. Then there was Justin Jackson, who was a tap dance artist, and he had the fastest feet and just such an entertainer. Amazing. There was also a young man from South Korea, and he was a magician. He was doing quick change colors of sneakers in and out of the box and on his feet. It was amazing. It's wonderful to see people with their talent and just joyful and passionate about what they do. And I think that's why I like doing this, because I love sharing my passion. I have not brought this to the beach. Let me just reach down and get this again. I had switched from the body to working on a sleeve. Here's the sleeve. I got got a lot of it done, a lot of one sleeve done, and the pattern does call for a little design element at the cuff, garter stitch triangle, and I'm not sure whether I'm going to do that yet or not. This sweater does lend itself to adding in other creative little elements, design elements, like a stripe or mini stripes or a change of stitch and texture, which would be really fun. I'm just sticking with the basic as it is. I think I'm gonna rip out this entire sleeve, which makes me a little sad. I had my husband try it on, and the sleeve is a bit wide, and I want him to want to wear it. So I'd rather do it right, rip it back out and change it around again. So what I thought was gonna be a fairly straightforward, easy pattern has turned out to need a little bit of adjustments for sizing. So the next stop for me toting the knitting around is going to be the beach, because I've been there a lot. And every time I'm there, I kind of miss being able to have the knitting. And yes, I do have a little sunburn, and yes, I do wear sunblock. Finally, we have some sun. It's been gray here for so long, and finally we have some sun. It's a lot cooler than the rest of the country and probably the rest of the world right now, being on the beach with the little breeze, which is really, really lovely. I've been swimming with the dolphins, and my next project really does remind me of the ocean. Let me show you. This colorway is fantastic. This is Magpie Fibers, and the colorway is also Magpie. It's just this beautiful blue. Hopefully you can see how nice that is. I really enjoy experimenting with different types of yarns, different dyers, different patterns, just trying different things. And I've never used this yarn before. I'm very, very excited about it. This is their fingering weight yarn. It's 100% merino, and it's very soft and lovely. This one is called Plume. Plume is 75% cashmere and 25% silk. And I'm hoping to use it as a mohair substitute, because I'm not really liking the mohair very much. At least I remember that from an earlier project where I had mohair just shed everywhere. I'll probably use it again because I do have some more mohair for other projects lined up, but I just wanted to see if I could find something else. And this is so soft. This is absolutely amazingly soft, and wow. So glad I get to knit and play with this. Let me show you what I'm making with it. I have decided to try Locatelli's Elton Pullover. Joji is known for doing boxy sweaters. This is a type of boxy sweater, which is a drop shoulder sweater. There's a lot of stitches on the needles because with a drop sleeve, you're knitting from one side of the sleeve all the way around and then down partway to the other sleeve. So it feels like it's a very long row. Hopefully I can pull this out without making too much of a mess. Let's see. I think, okay, hopefully you can see this. The difference with this boxy sweater is that it's alternating stripes of the lace weight Plume and the fingering weight of the Magpie. So, and I think it's going to be a fantastic fabric. It's going to be very lightweight, a little bit sheer. I might double it on the front. Right now I'm making the back so it's not so sheer. I have to calculate out whether I have enough, but I think I do. And I think this is going to be just wonderful. I think it's been a little awkward for me to switch back and forth between the two textures, and I think I get a little bit loose with the lace. I'm hoping I calm down and can just get into the rhythm of switching back and forth. Like you can see, I haven't gotten that far yet, so hopefully it'll work itself out. So that is my ocean color project that is coming up. And in case you're wondering what I'm wearing, this is a tank tunic that I made a couple of years ago. I had some really fun yarn in this key lime color, and then it goes to a rainbow, and then it goes to a ribbon style. And I'll stand up and see if you can see the whole thing. But my local yarn store helped me to design and create this, Locatelli in Redondo Beach. It just took kind of a while to find a nice edging that I was satisfied with. I finally settled on spin cycle because it was kind of the right weight and the right color. So let me show you this. So I'm not sure if you can see this whole thing. I really like the little split here, but this is the key lime and the rainbow and then the ribbon. Just a sweet little top. Great for the summertime. So that's the update on everything that's going on right now. And next up also is the Stephen West surprise sock along, which happened the month of July. And I have finally gotten my sock yarn. I'm excited to start that, just a month behind everybody else, but that's okay. We all do things in our own time. Thank you so much for joining me. Please like and subscribe below, and I hope that you enjoy everything that you are knitting also. Knit happy, and coming up is a bit of the beach I'm near.